Hey everybody, it's Sonja here, founder of UIO Podcast. This is week 2 of my video blog, better known as a vlog, but not sure my take qualifies. Never mind, I'm giving it all I've got with what I have. At times such as these, I'm sure we can all appreciate that. This week we're looking at mental health, education, and study. These are very timely subjects indeed, though these themes were conceived well before the coronavirus pandemic hit. It's been a heavy week throughout the world, but it's normal. In a crisis, there are opportunities for growth. And really, this just goes to show that subjects such as mental health, education, and study are always relevant, though now they're more relevant than ever. Let's look at mental health to begin with, a subject that we cover quite often in our podcast, because just as we all have physical health, we all have mental health. And this is something that, it's taking a while for the world, for us to get our heads around, but it's very true and so appropriate now to be talking about it. And nowadays, we are placing a great deal of emphasis on our immune system, and I think that's right. And just as we can do things to support our immune system during normal times and during highly stressed times, such as now, we can do things to support our brain during normal times and highly stressed times, such as now. Our experts tell us that much of supporting our brain really has to do with understanding some of the things that we're going through, such as anxiety. It's so key. I'm spending a lot of time doing that myself, and one thing that has been key for me is to understand that my anxiety does not inform me, and yours doesn't inform you either. It's not us. It's the brain's response to fear, worry, and stress. And so we have to look at different ways to deal with that, to cope with that. Another thing to do is to make time for worry. That one sounds kind of strange when right now it seems like that's all we have time to do is to worry. So maybe we should limit time for worry. Maybe that's a better way to look at it. Just to have a few moments during the day putting the worries into perspective. What are the worries? What do you have to worry about? I think the key is focusing on what you know, what's within your gift, your space, and not on what has passed and what might come in the future and what feels absolutely overwhelming, things that you can't do anything about. This is about staying in the now and looking at what you can do to mitigate your local personal worry, so to speak. Another thing is to face the things you want to avoid, such as speaking about something difficult or just speaking out. This is a bit more difficult with all the fears around. However, you might have wanted to find your voice on a subject that matters most to you. Now is the time. And that's about, effective communication and just finding the right way to find your voice. And another thing you can do is to challenge your negative thoughts. Loads of them floating around now. Let them float right on by you without judgment and shift your focus. And of course, talk about the things that are concerning you. It's very natural to have concerns right now. There's so much uncertainty around us, but you can find more tips on our podcast. UIO, Your Confidence Inside Out, on dating inside out, your body image inside out, on internet safety, and on sleep. Giving the brain the support it needs is really key, but it also leads into helping with your education. Getting your education is more important now than ever, and we've got to know that. We've got to sort of keep it as normal as we can. But the coronavirus pandemic gives us the opportunity to think about informal education a bit and the role that it plays in our lives. For example, with the coronavirus, it is key to know the facts about the virus and not get hung up on the myths. because we really get anxious about things that are not facts. And one of the key tools that is a fact is for staying safe and well is social distancing. And it seems to be so misunderstood. So learn about this on the NHS's website if you're in the United Kingdom, the CDC in the United States, the World Health Organization, wherever you are, expert health organizations in your country, wherever you are. And help your friends and family stay safe as well, educating them about the protocol and the precautions around social distancing and other bits that are important. Finally, through school, though school is not meeting at school, it's still on, right? I mean, there's online schooling, homeschooling, it's happening around the globe. And it's key to stay into a routine. I think it's a bit like working at home. I'm keeping my routine as much as possible because it has a great impact on my nervous system, which sets the stage for more or less anxiety, good or bad sleep, or no sleep at all. So it's really important to stay into routine. So I get up at 7 on most mornings, except for the mornings that I train. And I am still training, and that's great because I'm actually doing it virtually now, and that's 2 mornings a week. And so on those mornings, I get up at 6:45 so that I can make sure that I'm ready, that I've had a great breakfast full of protein and lots of goodness. And that's really important. And then to hit the day. But I also take plenty of breaks from the computer during the day, lots of checking in with friends and family, and lots of reflecting and praying, lots of drinking water, lots of just taking breaks and making sure that I'm refreshed. And one bit of advice that I got recently, which you might find helpful, is to allocate different spaces for different activities, if at all possible. If you have a room to yourself, or even if you share a room with someone, you're going to use that room for sleep. And so it's that's important, your bed for sleep. But there might be a corner in the room for studying. Perhaps there's somewhere else in the house for exercise or in the yard, and certainly for eating. And the point is, this helps with routine. I use my office to work, for example, my sitting room to exercise, and so on. It's all about remembering the ESP of managing during difficult times. This is the emotional, spiritual, and the physical. See last week's vlog to check out more of what I had to say about the ESP of managing during difficult times. Anyhow, I'm sure in some instances schools have helped to structure the day, and many parents are helping, with the homeschooling schedules. And many of you are also setting your own schedules, and that's amazing. But, we recognize that we have so many different roles to play. Many parents have to work away from home still. They can't work at home. They're in essential roles with healthcare services, working in the supermarkets, and keeping us going. So it's a team effort, just helping out and making sure that we all stay into routine as much as possible. And so just think of schooling now as a different location, but it's still important to get that study in. And check out UIO on sleep for setting routines. There's a lot in there about that, making sure that you get what you need to have a good day, because sleep is a very significant part of that routine right now, and getting the best and most that you can out of your day, your study. So that's it for this week. Keep watching this space for our new posters. My photos are all over the place. Well, they will be soon. We're going to start changing them with my new photos. And of course, our mini podcasts will be out soon. Our first one will be with Sue Atkins on friendship. Sue's going to speak to us about how to keep our friendships strong during these difficult times. It's really important. And I'll have more on our podcasts, our other mini podcasts next week as well. In the meantime, I'm sending heartfelt prayers, lots of love, of virtual hugs to everyone, particularly for our healthcare workers, those working in supermarkets, our scientists, our government, our leaders, and you. Take care of yourself inside out, and remember, it is UIO. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. And thank you for watching this vlog.